Hey guys, welcome to another video. My name is Lana from millennialships.com, your place for self-care and relationship advice. And today we're going to be talking about the 5 love languages. So today we're going to be talking about the 5 love languages and how they can help you in a long-term relationship or your marriage. So the love languages comes to us from Gary Chapman, who is a relationship and marriage counselor, and he's also a best-selling author because he wrote this book called The 5 Love Languages, and it's helped millions of people realize that sometimes when we're in a relationship, we communicate love in different ways. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each of them, and so you understand what each of the 5 love languages are, and then I'm going to go into how you can use this in your relationship to make sure that you are communicating love with your partner in the way that works best for you guys. So the first one it's called words of affirmation. So words of affirmation mean that we are communicating love through verbal use. So this can mean actually saying the words "I love you," but it can also mean words of appreciation. So saying things like, "Oh, I love it when you're around," or "I don't know what I would do without you," things like that. Or I can't believe that you planned that whole vacation. I appreciate you so much. Just things like that, complimentary words of appreciation. And also just generic compliments. So things like, "You're looking really great today," or "You look awesome in that suit," or just like words of affirmation, just words of compliments, things that make the other person feel good using what you're saying. So that's number 1. Number 2 is acts of service. So this means that we do something for our partner with a positive attitude. So it's not like, "Oh, fine, I'll do the dishes tonight." It's like, "Oh, you're looking super tired and it's your night to do the dishes, but don't worry, I'll do them tonight for you." Or any other kind of act of service, something that you do to do for the person. So this can be like going to the grocery store and grabbing something if you need it, or cleaning the whole house, things like that. And then number 3 is quality time. So this is my favorite love language. This means that you are spending time with your partner without any distractions. So if you're watching TV and looking at Netflix or something like that, that's a distraction. So that's not actually quality time. Quality time is more like pillow talk, or chatting at dinner, or going for a walk. These things involve you chatting one-on-one with your partner, and you guys are connecting in that way without any undivided attention. And then the 4th one is giving gifts, giving or receiving gifts. So this means you communicate your love via gift giving. And this doesn't mean it's not like a materialistic thing where you're focusing on the actual gift. It just means like a gift is just a symbol of thought. So for example, if you go to the grocery store and you pick up your guy's favorite chocolate bar and you bring it home, that's a symbol of your thought. So you're saying to him, "Hey, when I was at the grocery store, I was thinking about you." So that's why that's what the gift represents. So it has nothing to do with the size of the gift or what the gift is. It just means, "Hey, I was thinking about you in this moment in time, and this is how I want to show you that. This is how I want to show you that I love you." And then number 5 is physical touch. So physical touch doesn't mean sex. It means any other kind of small acts of touching that you do to your partner, maybe throughout the day, to tell them that you love them. So this could be like holding hands, or like giving him a hug from the back, like if he's on his computer or something and you come around and give him a hug, or a kiss, or something like a goodbye kiss. Some couples are really adamant about kissing each other when they leave, but other couples don't really care about that much. Well, it's because some people value the act of physical touch over some of the other ways to communicate love. Now, one thing that you should remember when you're trying to pick which one is your favorite, because you should pick a favorite, is that you shouldn't say well, I like all of these things, I want all of these things. Well, because yes, we do. We want all of these things. We all want them because they're all ways to communicate love, and so they all feel really good. But the truth is, if you really think about it, you will have a favorite. You will have one that you like more than the other ones. And when you know this, it's going to be a really big help. Also, if you know your partners, if you know that the favorite one for both of you guys, it's going to really help you communicate love in the way that the other person wants to feel it. So one way that you can do that is if your favorite love language is one of them. For example, my favorite one is quality time. This allows me to communicate to my partner what I need if I'm feeling maybe a little bit of a disconnect or maybe feeling like we haven't spent time together. Then I will say to him, hey, let's go for a walk. I really want to go for a walk. Or, hey, let's chat by the couch. I really want to just connect with you. And that's me knowing my love language. And if he hasn't been going out of his way to create quality time with me, that's okay, because I'm going to create it with him. Because I know that I want to feel love in this way. So it's not about like, oh, he never communicates in my love language. No, it's when you know your love language, you can tell him, hey, I need this quality time. Let's go out. Let's go for a walk. And he'll probably say yes, and you guys can have that quality time. Then knowing what your partner's love language is really helpful as well, because for two reasons. So the first is, if his love language is acts of service, and you know that, and you come home and the whole house is clean. So he vacuumed, he did the dishes, he wiped the counters, everything has been done for you. You know in your head that he is communicating love to you. He's saying, hey, I really love you. I just did all this stuff for you. And even though I would prefer I would prefer for him to be like, oh, let's go for a walk and spend, the afternoon together. I would love that way more than him cleaning the house. But it doesn't matter, because the way he is expressing his love is just as good in my eyes. And it really helps to just know what he's doing when he's doing his certain acts of love for you. And then the other thing is that when you know his love language, you can also communicate your love in that way as well. So if I'm wanting to tell my boyfriend that I love him and that I'm feeling that I want him to feel loved, I'm not necessarily going to be like, hey, let's go for a walk, let's chat, because I really want to tell you I love you. Because maybe he doesn't really appreciate quality time as much as he might appreciate something else. So his love language is acts of service. So I'm better off communicating my love by doing a favor for him, or doing something that I know that he needs to get done, and maybe just doing that so that he doesn't have to do it. And he's going to feel way more loved and appreciate that way more than if I try to communicate love in my love language. So I hope that gives you guys a little bit of an idea of how this works. Knowing the person's love language, knowing your own, is just going to make it a lot easier, because sometimes, in a relationship, we've got one person, saying, I love you, you're my everything, I could never live without you. And then the other person saying, oh my gosh, he never does anything for me around the house. I don't think he loves me because I do everything around the house. And that just means that two love languages are just not syncing up. And it's totally fine to have a different love language than your partner. It's just helpful to know what it is so that you guys can work together there and be on the same page. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video and it gave you something to work on or something to think about for your relationship. If you guys are liking these videos, please give them a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more, and I will see you next time.